And here we are now live on the roll line track here at Roller Derby World Cup 2018 for Team Portugal versus Team Austria. Your voices on the mic today is myself, Sven Will I Be Famous. I'm joined here by
Nasty Moves.
And our silent witness in the producer hat today is Jumping Spider. So we've got about 2.5 minutes to Derby, so we're going to run through the roster. So I'll start with Portugal. So we have 006 Titanium, we've got 02 Pinky Swears, 080 Marburg, 1314 Picante, 138 Yokai Honor, 21 Big Joe, 25 Gorilla J, 314 Blood Runner, 33 is Devi Nemesis, 351 Foxy, 467 is De Silva, 9000 Atomic Ant, and 952 Jojo. Nasty Moves, can we have Austria, please?
Absolutely. 00 Betty Boom, you're a captain. 007 Tornado. 026 Knockout Nora. 028 Bizarrella. 111 Always Ultra. 14 Legantary. 15 Married Demolition. 23 Moloko Violet. 28 Italian Stallion. 3-3 Dr. Cali Collision. Excuse me. 3-4 Pepper Jones. 611 Sabotage. 810 Honey Badger. 8-2 November Pain. And last but not least, 8-7 Bitch Buchanan.
And of course, an extra member of Team Austria, which you'll see are the Fear Leaders, who you'll just be able to see at the back of the screen there, who will obviously be adding that extra bit of support to Austria. Most of Austria is, of course, skating out of Vienna, the home of the Fear Leaders. Today we're going to see Portugal skating out in the red with green accenting, and Austria will be skating in the black jerseys with the red and white accenting.
Still have a few seconds before we get underway here. Enjoying a bit of a show by the Fear Leaders there. Trying to actually hold back, because they do entire shows for half times, and that is an absolute treat if ever you have a chance to see that. Go and check it out on YouTube, I would say. Check out the Fear Leaders. Have you ever seen the Fear Leaders live, Sven?
I believe I've been to one event, I can't remember which one it was, when they did do one of the halftime shows, and you're right, it is phenomenal to see them in action. Okay, so as we get our first lineups coming to track, it looks like we're going to have in the starting chair for Portugal is Atomic Ant, going to be going up against Moloko Violet for Austria. Once again, Austria in the black, Portugal in the red for this game. And we are underway. And it's Moloko Violet through with lead jammer first, picks it up. Atomic Ant just getting pushed to the outside of turn one now, trying to make her way through, is out of the pack. Half a lap behind, and Moloko Violet is in the pack. Spin move through on the apex, pulls off the jam. 4 points going to go to Austria, 0 to Portugal in this opening jam. So that was about 30 seconds of play there for 4 points.
That's what I was thinking. That was very, very quick. Very, very thrifty, I guess, right? If you get 4 points in 30 seconds.
But anytime you can score and your opponent doesn't score is a winning jam for you.
Absolutely.
Underway now with Picante, captain of Portugal, just trying to find a way through the back of the pack here. And we've got Tornado 007 for Austria currently jamming, but it's Picante is out with lead, second lead pick up here.
Both jammers out of the pack. Picante getting recycled, figures, nah, I'm just going to call that off. Again, a very short jam for 2 points. So Team Portugal, the first points on the board.
Trading leads, trading points right now. Let's hope this game stays as close it is, because I know we're seeing some quite big score differentials on some of the other tracks. Well, this is the place where it's going to be. Portugal versus Austria. And we've got Honey Badger in the black for Austria. Lining up against, it looks like...
Foxy.
It's Foxy from Portugal. Both jammers sliding side to side in that pack, just trying to find a way through. Neither one of them's actually made any headway on the other. The entire pack's just been forced forward. Creeping pace into turn 1.
Good recycling there by Portugal on Honey Badger. And we're still looking for a lead jammer as well. And that's not quite happening. We're in turn 2.
Foxy knocked to the inside by Legend Terry. Rolled all the way back into turn 1. Going to restart that initial pass again. Again, good braced forward at the front by Austria.
That's quite a long time there without a jammer, a lead jammer. Knocked to the inside again.
Cut track called on Foxy. I think Foxy thought there that they'd managed to get through, and now we've got Honey Badger just rolls around, picks up lead for Austria. So nearly over a minute of play gone before we get lead established. Let's see if that intense minute of trying to get through the pack has diminished Honey Badger's energy in this jam. Slides to the outside, just tries to roll around. I believe that was Marburg, and through for the scoring pass.
Both teams setting up, ready to receive Honey Badger again. We have Foxy standing in the box, coming back into the game. Oh, and does get through. Look at that. That was beautifully done there on the inside as she finishes her initial pass.
Honey Badger is being held and pushed around at the back of the pack by Yokai Anna. Calling the jam. We'll see if Foxy managed to get any points in there. 1 point is going to go up in that pass.
For Honey Badger, indeed.
1 point is going to go up for Foxy. So a 6 point jam for Austria. 1 point for Portugal. Still 7 points of difference. Nearly 4 minutes of play actually gone. Quite low scoring in the track so far.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more like a different game.
New jammer for Austria as we get Italian Stallion. Is going to be facing up against Bloodrunner. So 2 fresh jammers on the track here. Bloodrunner just trying to force the way through that braced wall of Austrians at the back of the pack. Disappearing into turn 1. Big tumble, lots of skaters spilling everywhere.
Italian Stallion, though, picks up the lead for Austria. Both jammers get out of the pack. Italian Stallion is speeding up. The pack is ready to receive. Look at that, they're going to speed up as well. Italian Stallion in the back, gets into the wall, and we're going to see if they scored any points. 1 point it is for Austria from 10 to 11. Portugal, however, no points as they remain at 3 now with a little less than, actually a little bit more than 24 and a half minutes left of gameplay.
And just remind you, we're on the roll line track, so to give you a shout out to roll line, the Italian skating experience since 1999.
That's going to be Moloko Violet for Team Austria jamming against Atomic Ant.
Both jammers strong into the pack. Atomic Ant currently in the front position, just has Pepper Jules to beat. Pepper Jules rolling, but called out of play, has to relinquish the track, yield that position. So Atomic Ant now out in front, your lead jammer. Nearly entire track behind. We have Moloko Violent is through. Atomic Ant calls off the jam with a 4 point pickup.
Again, not major big passes, just a few points calling it off, fast jams as we get into jam 6.
But that's reduced the lead down to a 4 point deficit for Portugal right now, as we have Picante lining up against, I believe, Tornado.
Tornado it is. They've matched up already together. Nice takeout there.
Gorilla J with a big hit, pushing Tornado to the infield.
Well done for Portugal, and that is Picante out in front.
But we've got Tornado hot on the heels, about 20 feet behind.
Both jammers hitting the pack. Picante gets there first, calls it off as it gets quite loud here for the fans enjoying us. That is going to be now a tie game. Portugal with now 11 points, Team Austria 11 points as well.
I'm going to go back to Italian Stallion, jamming for Austria against Foxy for Portugal. 3 plays 4 blockers in favor of Portugal. Both Foxy and Italian Stallion are preferring that outside lane here to try and make their way through.
1 blocker to the box in the meantime. Good recycling by Team Austria on Foxy. And we still don't have a lead jammer, Sven.
Both walls doing great work, just being very tight. 3-on-3 here, so neither team has an advantage until right now, when we're getting Sabotage back to track, evening up the advantage for Austria. However, it's Foxy through for lead for Portugal.
Nicely done. Both jammers out of the pack too now as well. Italian Stallion is there, but Team Portugal has a chance to get out in front of Austria. And there it is, another 5 on the board.
It's a 4-point pass, so that's going to take it to 15, plays 11. As we get a team timeout called by Austria. So to right about now, we want to give a shout out to Blood and Thunder, whose belief is life's better on roller skates. Visit them at bloodandthundermag.com for roller derby inspired apparel. That's Blood and Thunder. So far we're nearly 9 minutes into the game. 15 plays 11, which in terms of the scores we've seen elsewhere in this competition today are very, very, very low indeed.
Absolutely, we had some very, very big games the whole day, especially as well on track. I think track 3 attracted some of the bigger point differences, but this could be a completely different game too, Sven.
But it's just showing you how tight both these teams are and how well their blockers are working. The fact that the jammers are feeling that they need to shut the jam down after they're picking up a small 4. They're trying to stop each other from actually getting in and scoring any points, and so that's why we're not really getting any multi-pass jams. So Portugal have pulled back 12 points in the last 3 leads. Picante 6 points, 2 for 2 on lead.
Some wonderful information there being given to us by our producer. Moloko Violet Blood Runner, but it is Blood Runner for the lead. Portugal.
And Moloko Violet is out of the pack now, about half a lap behind as Blood Runner gets knocked to the inside of turn 2, calls off the jam, will watch for the hand. 3 points go for Portugal, extending their lead now, 18 plays 11.
7-point difference, not much at all. Both teams still in a position to win this game. We still have quite a while to go though as well.
Talking of 7s, we've got number 007 Tornado lining up in the black shirt for Austria against 9000 Atomic Ant for Portugal. 4 and 4 in the pack for now. Announcer's curse on this jam. Very, very tight, the blocking walls. Nobody wants to give any sway here. No one wants to let any of those jammers even find any gap through these walls. Tornado evades. Looks like evaded, but actually picks up a cut track. Amazingly drawn by Jojo, 952.
That's going to mean a power jam then.
And we get Atomic and through now, as also Austria sheds another blocker for a low block. I believe that's number 3-3, Dr. Kali Collision. So we're shedding blockers from this track now due to penalty. 2 Portugal blockers sitting.
Oh,
One
nice
Austrian
apex
blocker.
jump. Did you see that? Atomic and picking up some energy there from the power jam.
Power jam ends, and we have Tornado back to track. Still to make the initial pass, so initial pass completed by Tornado. I think we'll see Atomic Ant calling it off, and as I say that, Atomic Ant goes for the call off, shuts down the jam. Another 3 go on the board, make that an 8-point jam for Portugal. Push the lead out now, 26 plays 11.
Yeah, that means Austria hasn't scored any points recently, I believe in the last 2 jams. In the last 5 jams. So Portugal out in front, getting into maybe into Austria's head, we don't know.
And we're going to see Picante going up against Honey Badger, and as Picante is through, picks up the lead. So again, Portugal is really putting a stamp on this game now, deciding the way they want it to go, establishing lead and getting those points on the board, controlling it well. Honey Badger just being bounced around the front, has to cede the cut, but a multiplayer block is going to be issued. That's to an Austrian blocker. Wait to see them come round.
That's going to be November Payne going to the box.
So Honey Badger still yet to escape the pack, being hustled off the track by Gorilla Jehu, who has already done some great moves on the jammers so far, holding them in place. Picante through with the Grand Slam pass, 5 points. It's the second 5-point pass for Picante. And we've had a star pass, but it looks like cut track was called, so that means with the power jam, so the pivot currently is holding the star cover.
Yeah, Picante is doing the rounds though in the meantime, because that is her job and she's doing a fine one of it. Picks up another 5 points for Team Portugal.
So the Austrian helmet cover, the jammer cover, is currently on the floor in the exit of turn 4.
The fear leaders get to look at it. That's a little bit sad actually.
So Always Ultra, who was the pivot, decided the best option here was to dump the cover.
Indeed, yeah.
So now as Honey Badger emerges from the box, picks up the cover and is back into jamming. However, with 30 points on the board, Picante calls off the jam, really opening up a lead now.
Absolutely. The best amount of points we have so far in this first half, with 16 minutes, 20 seconds to go. That's Austria now with, I believe, 6 jams in a row with no scoring points. Indeed, that's very different to the start.
So it seems like Portugal are basically sounding out Austria in the first 10 minutes, and now they've found exactly how to play Austria, play the team. And we've got Foxy for Portugal once again with the lead. Currently Italian Stallion being held up in the pack, just trying to make a way around the inside of turn 2. Finally breaks, but as Italian Stallion breaks, we've got Foxy already in the back, gets a cheeky couple of points and calls off the jam. 1 point goes up for Portugal, 2 for Austria.
Oh, there we go. Finally some extra points there on the board for Austria. Good news, of course, for the Austria fans. I can tell you that everyone skating today from Team Austria also happens to be from the Vienna Roller Derby, except for one, and that's 028 Bizzarella, who's actually skates for Caen in France.
And we've got Moloko Violet for Austria now, one of those Vienna skaters, going up against Bloodrunner, and Bloodrunner rolls around the blockers on turn 2 to get through and pick up the lead. for Portugal. Maloko Violent, great little move there. Side surfing 1 foot, emerges from the pack on the initial pass. And we're going to see Bloodrunner pick up 4 points, call off the jam. So again, good tactical shutdowns by Portugal to really control the pace and flow of this game.
Yeah, like you said, the first 10 minutes we're getting used to each other, but now Portugal at the moment is clearly in front, 61 points, Team Portugal, 13 for Austria, and that was a beautiful one on the outside there. Austria is going to have to do something to get back into this game.
And we'll see what Tornado can do, because they're currently jamming now against Atomic Ant. And looks like we've got a whistle there, so we're going to get a penalty call coming in. Multiplayer block is being signalled.
But it is the lead, though, for Tornado. Austria, much to the delight of the fans here, number 007.
And that multiplayer block was being signalled on De Silva for Portugal. So Portugal now 1 blocker down. Austria in control. Tornado has been drawn back and sees Atomic Ant go around. Calls off the jam. Let's just see what the points is going to come in at. 0-0.
Yeah, that's a tough one there for Austria. Did not have a chance to put any more points on the board. Austria maybe, who knows, maybe trying to shut down Portugal a little bit now too. They're going to get their rhythm because they're not going to take this lying down, I can tell you that much. Going into Jam 14, we have Honey Badger hitting up against Picante for Portugal, Honey Badger Austria.
Picante that normally skates out of Toronto. Now in front with leads, so Portugal going to try and re-establish dominance after that brief stint of Austria being allowed to take some control. Now Honey Badger's out about half a lap behind. And yes, we're going to see Picante shut down the jam as soon as they pick up for the 4 points.
So we're going to go hit and quit it. We're going to play tighter. We're going to not see these huge scoring passes unless, of course, there's like a power jam. But I can see Dree over there. That is their alternate. The coach as well, just saying call it off, call it off, call it off quite constantly.
I'm going to go back to Italian Stallion jamming for Austria against Foxy for Portugal. Again, we're getting a lot of toe-stop dancing around the back of the pack, just trying to find the gap that you can get a shoulder or a hip into. Pack now being forced to spread as we come into turn 2.
Oh, and look at all that fighting there, getting past the last blocker, picking up the lead, Italian Stallion. 1 blocker down for Portugal in the meantime. Good recycling there by Austria on Foxy. Italian Stallion puts 5 points on the board there for Austria.
So I think we'll see Austria run this a little bit now, try and get some points on the board, especially given that they seem to have Foxy held at the back, now being recycled back into turn 2. Italian Stallion also being recycled back, following Foxy through into the pack. We're going to get the blocker penalty finishes just now, so we'll see Portugal coming back on now as we get a back block penalty picked up by Italian Stallion. Power jam now in favour of Portugal with Foxy in control.
And look, we're just going to park it there in front of the audience, in front of you and your screen too as well, ready to receive Foxy. And we're going to scramble to get out through the inside. We're crawling all over her, making sure Foxy doesn't get out at all. Good work there. I was going to say by Austria's pivot, but I believe it's going to cost her a forearms penalty. That's going to be Mary Demolition going to the box.
Italian Stallion now going up against that 4 wall of red at the back. Foxy just being rolled back by 8-7 Bitch Buchanan. And we get both teams putting points up. Austria score 8 in that jam, Portugal 5. I was waiting for the scoreboard to update before I said anything there, because I was getting confused by the number of fingers and the number of points I was seeing.
No, that's really okay. That's not very many points. Austria was parking it at 11 for a while. Then they parked it a bit further up. Now they're at 21. But however, Team Portugal very much in front with 70 points to just 21 for Team Austria.
And we're back to Moloko Violent against Bloodrunner. Bloodrunner out in front with the lead for Portugal. Comes up on the scoring pass already. Moloko Violent still being held at the back of the pack, so the Grand Slam pass completed by Bloodrunner. Moloko Violet manages the side surf turn 2, but picks up the cut track, so we're going to see Portugal on the power jam now once more, and they're going to call it off and shut it down, freeze the jammer in the box. I think Bloodrunner,
I'm not sure if she saw that the jammer.
No, I didn't.
Know you're going to say that she wasn't sure. She saw the jammer in the box. That's fair enough because she was skating backwards, but that doesn't matter. There may be a conversation about it. Still means a power jam start though for Portugal. Good news. And
you freeze the jammer a little bit in the box, make them sit there and think about what they've done that little bit longer.
Atomic Ant, they're lining up for Portugal again. Atomic Ant's a name we're saying quite a bit here in this game. With Moloko Violet in the box for Austria.
And it's 4-on-4 blockers.
Atomic Ant is out. Oh, picks up a nice hit there from the pivot, the opposing pivot, but doesn't care and just going to keep going. Oh, and that pivot, it's going to cost them too. That's Always Ultra.
That was a
trip to the box.
Forearms penalty that was picked up by Always Ultra there, I think, in that hit.
It looked like a good hit, but it wasn't. Good work there by Atomic Ant out of the pack, picking up another 5 points for Team Portugal.
And the power jam's at an end. Moloko Violet now out of the box. Atomic Ant just signaling she wants this pack fast. Gets rolled to the outside of turn 1 and calls off the jam. 3 points in that pass for Portugal, take them 8 in the jam. 88 plays 21. 7 minutes and some change left in this first period. So if you want to get a different shirt from a different roller derby league from around the world every month, join the Roller Derby Shirt Club at rollerderbyshirtclub.com.
We have Picante and Tornado up against each other, both stuck. No, I say that and one of them got out. Fantastic. That is going to be Picante. And a cutting the track penalty then for Tornado. That means that Picante is going to enjoy a power jam, and I believe that's 2 power jams in a row then for Portugal.
With, of course, spread over 3 jams. Picante using some great juking maneuvers and edge work there to cut through the pack. Tornado standing.
And Portugal heading slowly to the 100 mark, but oh, some tough times there for Picante on the inside. Both cameras back on track. Picante is out and about, and that's going to be another 5 on the board from 98 to 103.
Picante knows here that was the initial pass from Tornado, just getting the signal from the bench as well. Calm it and call it. And it looks like we're getting a team timeout call by Austria.
Yeah, that is, absolutely.
And I think it's Jojo we've got sitting in the box for Portugal. It was a forearms penalty call right at the end of the jam. Although actually it might be Titanium.
There we go. So a bit of a late penalty.
That was called in the dying moments of the jam. So did you know that by age 14 girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? We think roller derby can help change that. Learn more at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
Well, the only fun fact, very quickly, I can tell you, I mentioned Dree, who's there. Dree is an former speed skater, but I know her because she skates for Antwerp, Belgium, and she does always play for Portugal rather than Belgium, but this time, due to an injury, she's coaching.
So the timeout comes to an end, and we'll reset, ready to restart this jam with 5 minutes and 23 frozen on the clock right now.
We do have quite a big point difference now between the two as we slowly go into the second half. 104 for Portugal, 21 for Team Austria.
So no pass, no penalty signal by Foxy on the back straight as we get Honey Badger picks up a lead for Austria. Hops the apex and just slides all the way through turn one on knees.
Foxy out on her initial.
And we're getting Mary Demolition for the forearms penalty sitting for Austria as Honey Badger decides to call off the jam.
Yeah, I was having a good look at Honey Badger there, being told by her coach, flapping her wings, call that one off. For 3 points in that last scoring pass, bringing the total to 107 for Portugal.
So it kind of shows you as well, if you look at, there's four and a half minutes left on the clock, but that was jam 19, which kind of shows you how short these jams are getting. We get lots of quick call-offs. We're not running the jams for 2 minutes.
No big power jams.
No big power jams.
Few, but not very lot of scoring passes.
So we're getting lots of opportunities to score 3 and 4 points or 5 points. But now back on track, we've got Blood Runner racing away from Italian Stallion with lead for Portugal as they both come at the pack. Blood Runner, as we see there, there are lots of tactical call-offs, short, sharp jams.
Well, you don't want to take a chance there. You're going to call that off for sure, right? That's a good.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a jammer in your rear view mirror like that close to you, and you both come at the back, and if your team have got the back wall, it's good tactical sense to call that jam before they can get in and score the points on your blockers.
We're back again on track. Atomic Ants is up against Moloko Violets. Moloko Violet on the outside for now. We are still looking for a lead jammer. The pack stretches out. A little bit of tumbling going on. Atomic Ant is out in front and picks up the lead for Team Portugal.
Just able to avoid Mary Demolition. And now we've got Moloko Violet still in the middle of the pack. We've got some out of play blocking being issued and a cut track to Moloko Violet, so we're going to go for Bitch Buchanan was the out of play call I was just talking about.
Oh, she almost called it off there, Atomic Ant, but no.
Looked at the bench this time.
Yes, good girl. Well done, is going to enjoy this power jam.
And it's 3-on-3, so no advantage, but lots of extra space on the track available for Atomic Ant. But Atomic Ant is knocked to the outside of turn one, almost at the Austrian bench. Able to pick the way around the outside of turn one now.
And you know what? She didn't need any offense for that at all. That was going really, really well. I noticed her pivot ready to help out, but doesn't need it for the moment. Look at that on the inside again. Oh, Austria did get a hit out to the inside though, recycling her to the back a bit more. Look how stretched out the pack is too now. And that's just going to be a stash. Moloko Violet putting back on the helmet cover to get by as the jam ends. And Atomic Ant did a great job there, putting 2 more points on the board there in that last scoring pass.
We're 1:28 left in the period. 119 plays 25. But of course we've got another 30 minutes of this coming up after the half time in our full format game day.
making a big difference too for the teams. Now they have to go the full lot. Picante Tornado, a matchup we've had quite a few times already in this game. Picante in the back, Tornado in the front, and look at these fantastic walls.
Yes, you can see when Austria can get the blocking wall set like that, they can hold the jammer in place, and even with Picante's footwork, it's difficult to get around them when they can shift and move and stretch themselves like that. However, Picante takes a nice little bit of offensive work from Jojo and is able to get through for lead for Portugal.
Well done. Tornado is still fighting through the pack and picks up a low block.
Now I think the low block was Titanium.
But still, it is a power jam for Portugal. Although the jam is called off, that means we're going to have a power jam start there on the next jam.
So I think there may have been a confusion there because it was Titanium 006 was given the low block penalty, and Titanium was standing right next to 007 Tornado. And
You're absolutely right, and I believe that was possibly... Yes, you're right. And I believe Titanium is going to stay in the box.
But Tornado has been released.
Is released, yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for our producer for that too as well. On your screen, not doing too much show yet, Fear Leaders, but I have a feeling they may give us a show, and that is a very unique moment. It'll make up for the money that you paid for watching all these games this weekend. If that's just a joke.
But so, I mean, the first half there, we had about 10 minutes or so where we couldn't get anything between these two teams.
Absolutely.
And then there was that one big power jam of Portugal, and they were just able to capitalise that and seems to be able to dominate. They had probably the biggest run of leads. They were able to get in and score more, and just consistently getting the jammers out the pack.
They did. They also managed to shut down any scoring at some point on Austria. So Austria had several jams where they scored no points whatsoever, as you said, and I think that's going to be the locker room discussion, so to speak, now at halftime, because Austria needs to get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can see, as was just said, in the last couple of jams there, Austria, when they can get their blocking set, they can hold the Portuguese jammers and stop them from getting out. Being able to balance that with also providing the right amount of offensive action to get your own jammer through, and then you can control the jam, because that's what Portugal have done so brilliantly in this game, is control that jam. They've decided the speed of the pack. They've decided how long they're going to let the other jammer run before they call it off, waste that energy that the jammer's using trying to catch a fast pack, and then just call off. And again, it's not just the physical exertion, it's the mental exertion of continually coming up 0 points on the board time and time again.
It is difficult. It is a bit discouraging. I have to say, I don't know if you agree with me, but Austria is kind of going, our jammers know how to get out of the pack, that'll be good. But there's more offense happening on the Portuguese side of things too as well. But let's see how that is going to go for the second half though.
So we'll be back in about 12 minutes or so. So stick around here on the roll line track at Blood and Thunder. The roll line track at the Roller Derby World Cup 2018. Remember, if you've got any thoughts about this, use that hashtag RDWC2018. And we'll be back in just about 12 minutes to resume this game.
This is the totally redesigned Lifer visor helmet from S1. Featuring our patented fusion foam, this helmet has the impact protection you've come to expect from an S1 helmet and is both multiple impact and high impact certified. Our new custom visor is made with a high impact polycarbonate lens, which is optically correct and features our patented cover catcher, which allows for multiple covers to be worn with easy on-off. The outside lens has an anti-scratch coating, while the inside has an anti-fog coating. The outer shell is equipped with in-mold mounting hardware so that the visor can be removed and replaced if needed. The S1 Lifer visor helmet, where innovation and function are actualized.
Did you know that by the time I'm 14, I'm twice as likely to drop out of sports as a boy my age?
Playing roller derby has helped me overcome anxiety,
Helped me to be more outgoing at school, get more self-confident,
and feel good about myself.
and Girls on Track wants to help more girls like me have a chance to succeed.
by improving access to junior roller derby.
Help Girls on Track break down barriers so girls like us can break down walls.
Learn more, get involved, and donate at girlsontrackfoundation.org.
One of the most advanced, scientific, and accurate ways to show how much better the S1 Lifer helmet is versus the traditional soft foam skate helmet is to actually test these in an accredited, independent, third-party testing facility. This is the S1 Lifer helmet, which is constructed with our patented blend of EPS fusion foam. This is a traditional soft foam skate helmet, which is constructed with soft foam inserts. We're going to put helmets onto this head form that has an accelerometer in it that measures impact energy. The head form is connected to a computer that measures the amount of impact that gets to the head in a simulated impact. Basically what you're seeing is that the soft foam helmet is allowing the impact energy to go directly through the helmet and get to the head form. With the S1 Lifer helmet, the fusion foam is crushing that energy and dispersing it out and reducing it 4 times the amount the soft foam helmet did. The S1 Lifer helmet, a better, safer helmet.
I've been skating in the S1 knee pads for about 2 years now, and they came to me as a real game changer. I damaged my knees over a period of years from both ramp skating and roller derby, taken a couple of bad falls, and because of the S1 knee pads, I was able to rehab my knees while still skating, so I didn't actually have to take a break. They stay up really well, they absorb the shock, and they just completely protect my knees. I'm Lady Trample, I skate for Team Aotearoa, and S1 is part of my uniform.
In 2010, we took soft foam helmets from every brand, including S1, into the testing lab and discovered that every single one of them failed current helmet safety standards. This is a soft foam helmet. It has a hard plastic outer shell and soft foam inserts. The problem with soft foam helmets is that impact energy travels directly through these helmets and rattles the brain. Soft foam helmets do not pass high impact or multiple impact certification tests. After learning this information, we set out to make a better, safer helmet. What we created was the S1 Lifer helmet with fusion foam. We make fusion foam by blending low, medium, and high density beads together to make our impact reducing inner foam mold. The inner foam mold is what does all the impact dispersion in the S1 Lifer helmet. We batch test every production run of helmets to ensure the quality and consistency of every S1 Lifer helmet made. Get a Lifer, be a Lifer.
What I really like about S1 knee pads is they're not only comfortable, but they're reliable. They're long-lasting, and I don't have to worry about my knees. And that's something that is really, really important in this sport because you need your knees to be able to do it. Not having to worry about that, it's awesome. My name is Bala Shot Collar. I skate for Team USA, and S1 is part of my uniform.
Women's flat track roller derby is played on a variety of floors and surfaces, including concrete, sport court, and wood. The track layout is 108 feet by 75 feet and is flat and oval. It also includes both outside lane and infield area for officials. You'll notice there are two primary lines across one side of the straightaway on the track. The back line is called the jammer line, and jammers must start each jam behind that line on the track. The other line is called the pivot line, and blockers start the jam anywhere on the track between the jammer line and the pivot line. Once the jam starts, the skaters are allowed to skate forward, past these lines, and start making contact. But they must stay on the track at all times, if they can help it.
Unleash your inner beast with the Radar Halo.
Join the WFTDA in supporting UN Women and the One Win Leads to Another campaign through our new giving program, We Believe. One Win Leads to Another uses sports to develop leadership and economic skills in young women and girls. We believe roller derby can change the world. To learn more, go to WFTDA.com/donate.
I really enjoy my experience with the S1 knee pads. I may fall and take weird tackles as jammers do, but I know for sure that there's support, that my articulations are going to stay held together. They don't fall, they don't slide. I'm very satisfied. I love my pads. I'm Miracle Whips. I skate for Team Canada, and S1 is part of my uniform.
Protect yourself from impact. Skate smart and hard. Stakes wear, making contact wear for women since 2014.
To the matchup of Team Portugal against Team Austria. Let me tell you about the leaders as far as points are concerned. For Portugal, we've had Picante score a total of 57 points so far. Atomic Ants has scored a total of 32 points. That's for Portugal. On the Austria side of things, though, Italian Stallion, 10 points. Biggest amount of points scored there for Austria, and Honey Badger with 9 points. And those are your leaders for now. As we go into halftime, Team Portugal 121, Team Austria 25.
And we're back up with Atomic Ant and Moloko Violent, two of the jammers that we've seen a lot in the first period. And it's Moloko Violet that's out first, picks up lead for Austria. Atomic Ant being held in the back of the pack, just managing to make some way through into turn one, being forced to the outside though, as we get Moloko being recycled to the back of the pack. Nasty.
The back of the pack is where the action is. But I want to see some jammers, and there we have it. That is going to be yearly jammer Moloko Violet with Atomic Ants about a quarter of a lap behind. Moloko Violet getting in there and calling off the jam. And let's see how many points she managed to score, and that is going to be 2 points, I believe. No points, however, for Team Portugal.
So just a reminder, you're watching the roll line track here at the Roller Derby World Cup 2018, and you're listening to me, Sven, and sitting here with Nasty Moves and our producer, Jumping Spider, and we're bringing you all the action here from this amazing matchup. Austria already first jam in, are showing they're not lying down for this game.
Oh, that was tough work there by Picante. Picante against Tornado. Tornado picks up the lead for Austria.
And that was the block from Mary Demolition that pushed Picante to the inside just as Picante was about to pick up lead. And it looks like we're getting a low block. That's on Dr. Kali Collision for Austria. Picks up that low block for the hit on Picante. Picante now able to get out of the pack as we see Tornado take a tumble in that penalty box straight. Tornado just being held up now. Calls off the jam before Picante can get round and sweep past. 5 points going up for Austria, 0 for Portugal.
It's getting a little bit louder too on our side. This game is going to continue on the way it is. Austria needs to get into the points to try and at least match something, continue the lead that they have now. That's a little bit comfortable enough, but still a lot of work.
And Foxy
to win.
Foxy out of the gate for Portugal, picks up lead, but we've got a Honey Badger chasing down now, about 50 feet behind Portugal with the back wall, so Foxy's going to try and sneak past them, get into Austria, and I'd imagine a quick call off before Honey Badger can get in. Foxy got stuck in the middle of the pack there.
No points though for Portugal, but however, we're going to take care of the injured skater. And I'm going to tell you about the Sucker Punch Skate Shop, Europe's original derby-owned and devoted skate shop. Sucker Punch is dedicated to helping you with honest advice to find exactly what you need and more. Our technical know-how and expertise is unrivaled, as our availability of your favorite gear and the fast shipping that we offer throughout Europe. Find out more about the Sucker Punch Skate Shop at suckerpunchskateshop.com.
So already 3 jams in, and we can see that Austria have gone away at half-time. They've consolidated, and you can see they've come out now. They've tried a few different tactics in those opening couple of jams. They've picked up a lead, which I think has gone well for them in the favour. And even then, when Portugal were getting lead, they were forcing Portugal into the call-offs. They weren't So that call off there by Foxy, it wasn't as kind of controlled as they normally like, where in the first period we saw them, they would watch the jammer approaching the pack, take the time, call off when they wanted. There, Foxy was very much rushed into the back of the pack, trying to get past the Portuguese wall and get in amongst the Austrian blockers to pick up some points before we had Honey Badger into the pack. As it was, Honey Badger was able to get in and pick up 2 points because of that panic, the rushed call-off from Foxy.
Again, though, Austria will have to change their tactics if they want to get into the points. So they're going to have to see what Portugal does and try and find a way around it and get their jammers through to make some of those longer scoring passes. Like, to be honest, I've seen them do in the past elsewhere. But Portugal dominating for the moment, and we're going to get back on track again. All is good for now. I see Blood Runner lined up with Italian Stallion.
Yeah, it's
That's
Italian
right.
Stallion for Austria. Currently an empty penalty box.
But not for long, I'm sure.
Jammers away. Italian Stallion going left to right, trying to work through as Blood Runner is pushing up the front. No pack called. Blood Runner able to shed a couple of blockers with that, and we're going to get an out of play called. I believe that is Dr. Cali Collision, and we have lead for Blood Runner.
Oh, Italian Stallion was almost out of the pack. One blocker down, though, in the meantime. 33 Devi Nemesis. 33 Cali Collision goes to the box for Austria.
And it's a Legend Terry that was in there already for that out of play block. As we get Titanium, picks up a low block for Portugal.
And there was the call off. So no points there for Austria. Two blockers for Austria in the box, one for Portugal. As we have a look here at the bench on your screen. Look at that, not very many people on the track for now.
But we have got Atomic Ant and we have got Moloko Violet. Moloko Violet tries the move up the inside as Atomic Ant is just knocked to the floor by Knockout Nora from Austria. Atomic Ant being recycled once more as we got Moloko Violet at the front just struggling, and that three wall of Portugal opened up beautifully to allow Atomic Ant through. However, in doing that they allowed Moloko Violet out to pick up lead, and we're getting an out of play block issued to Always Ultra.
Indeed, the Austrian pivot going to the box. Both jammers though. Oh, one jammer out of the pack, one on the floor, unfortunately. Good knocking out there by Austria, and the points are on the Austrian side. That's good news. They need that for now to get back into it. And a lot of recycling there on Atomic Ants.
So we've
as
got
one blocker being waved off the box too as well.
So we got Knockout Nora that was sent to the box for an out of play. So now we've got a single blocker on track for Austria.
The one-woman show. Been there, done that. Oh, calling for some offense there. As Moloko Violet calls off that jam.
I think we also had there as well Devi Nemesis. Sorry, not Devi Nemesis. It was Dr. Kali Collision for Austria. The number 33 for Austria. So in that position of being the single blocker on track, caused or picked up a destruction of pack penalty, was told to remain on track, and that's why now we've seen Caddy Collision being signalled to report to the penalty box. So we're going to start again with 2 Austrian blockers sitting, 2 Portuguese standing, as we go to an official timeout.
Good news, though, that was the largest jam for Austria. I don't know how many points it was. 13 points. Wonderful jam. And I'm going to tell you as well, Blood and Thunder, whose belief is life's better on roller skates. Visit Blood and Thunder at bloodandthundermag.com for roller derby inspired apparel.
So I'm not sure what this official timeout is for. I know that we had one of the referees over speaking to the penalty box management team.
It could have something to do with the waving off or the going to the box. I mean, like you said, Dr. Kelly Collision had to stay on track because there wouldn't be any blockers, but we don't know.
Yeah, there's lots of back and forth to the penalty box in that particular jam. So I think we're just going to make sure that all those particular ducks are lined up. And we're ready to get going again with Picante for Portugal against Tornado. Only 2-on-2 in the pack, so very diminished blocker lineup here.
And Picante and Tornado is probably the biggest matchup that we've had. They go up against each other pretty much the whole time, but as you said, 2 against 2. Let's see who can get it, and it's going to be Picante taking the lead then for Portugal. Tornado still stuck in the pack for the moment.
Picante now comes through, just a little hop across the apex, picks up the 5-point grand slam. Tornado races up the inside, cuts to the middle.
Destruction of pack being issued to a number 02. That's going to be Pinky Swears going to the box. And in the meantime, Tornado is out of the pack in front of Picante.
So again, we're down to 2-on-2 in the pack, and Portugal really want this pack to speed up with Tornado hunting them down. Doesn't manage to pick up any points.
No points all around there.
But Portugal did have 9 on the board in the jam, so 1-4-3 plays 52, 22 minutes remaining in the game in this second period of Team Portugal versus Team Austria on the roll line track here at the Roller Derby World Cup 2018. Remember, let us know what you think about this game on your favourite social media using that hashtag RDWC2018. Give us a shout out, send us pictures of you watching at home, or just your faces when you see some of the scorelines we got going up here.
Blood Runner it is, out in front and with the lead, taking up against Honey Badger. Both jammers coming in very fast in the pack, but also a very fast call off as well, making sure to shut the other team down, not taking any chances whatsoever.
Blood Runner made that call off there and immediately put a head in the hand because they could see that already the Austrians were through and picked up the 4 points.
Yep, making sure you get them, you run off, and you stop it. Atomic Ants, Italian Stallion, and look at that right off the line. That's going to be Italian Stallion in the lead for Team Austria.
Atomic Ant still being held in the pack as Italian Stallion comes up for the first scoring pass. Italian Stallion just felled, I think that was Titanium with a big hit. Now both jammers are trapped in the pack, but Italian Stallion of course is picking up points. Atomic Ant is not, as we see, multiplayer block setting Bitch Buchanan to take a seat in the penalty box.
Italian Stallion stuck now in the back of the pack as we go into the first turn again. Good work there by Portugal's blockers. The Portuguese pivot was trying to say, hey, we're being lapped here. Interesting information being given there on the track as Italian Stallion does the rounds and picks up 5 more points for Team Austria.
And finally, Atomic Ant is able to get through the pack on the initial pass. So Italian Stallion now in on a second scoring pass, is aware of this and just calls off the jam before Atomic Ant can get around. So a little bit of a taste of your own medicine there for Atomic Ant, who was doing that so much in the first period, just letting the jammer get to the back of the pack and calling it off and shutting them out.
Monaco Violet has had 24 points of the 63 on the board. 20 of them were all in the second period.
And now we're going to see Monaco Violet against Bicante. Bicante takes the lead on this one. Monaco Violet is just being held in the pack, not able to make any moves, getting bumped to the inside, recycled back by De Silva, taken all the way back to the jam line before resuming the initial pass.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's going to definitely be a low block. We saw that happen there on the pivot, and that's going to be Always Ultra going to the box.
I've not been keeping tally, but I know Always Ultra must be in about 4 penalties by now, maybe even 5.
Entirely possible. Both jammers coming up to the pack in the rear, and a fast pack, and a lot of rough and tumble there. Picante crawling off that jam from the floor. 2 points in that last scoring pass then for Austria, and 3 points in the last scoring pass. Or 4, we're having a good look at it. Yep. Fingers in the air for Portugal. Austria moving up in the points though, but rather slowly. Team Portugal obviously just want to keep that lead ahead, and that is working so far in this game with less than 18 minutes left on the board.
So we're back now to Blood Runner and Tornado. The Austrian pivot is in the box, but Tornado is able to find a route through, picks up a lead. Blood Runner now third of a lap behind, out and running as well, as we get the Austrian pivot back to track as well now.
And look at how fast this pack is. This is crazy. OPRs are going to have to follow each other around. And again, a lot of spills on the floor. I was told it was quite slippery as well. But 2 points there scored for Portugal. 2 points for Austria, forgive me. And no points there for Portugal. That was a really fast one. Already lined up again. Atomic Ants.
And it's going to be Honey Badger. Full house. Everyone's on track. And we've gone to a very tight scrum as both jammers tried the middle. Atomic Ant muscles up the outside, but it's Honey Badger finds the route through, picks up a lead. Atomic Ant sprinting to catch Honey Badger now, as Honey Badger enters the back of the pack for a scoring pass. Looks like picks up 1, maybe 2, calls off the jam. 1 point goes up for Austria, 1 point for Portugal. Both able to catch a lone blocker at the back of the relevant walls.
But only short jams, very, very few points, none of these long scoring passes. We're getting back to kind of what we saw at the beginning of this game in the first 10 minutes.
Which it's going to be bad for Austria, because Austria need to really put the pressure on. They need a couple of big scoring jams to get them back into this and put them really within touching distance.
And Austria scored in 5 consecutive jams. They picked up 15 points. So they're already doing quite a lot better.
And this is going to help now, as we've got Picante picks up a forearms penalty to power jam Austria. It's Italian Stallion in the driving seat now for Austria on the power jam. 4 on 4 in the pack as Italian Stallion comes up, tries to make a dive move to the outside, slid off, being recycled back now into turn 2 as we get a back block call on Dr. Cali collision for Austria. So now Portugal in the penalty killing zone with the advantage.
Look at that, though. 2 blockers to contend with in the front. And the jammer for Portugal coming back. That's Picante. They were ready to receive 2 as well. That pact is completely stretched out. And Austria puts another 5 points on the board in the name of Italian Stallion. Picante finishing her initial pass. 1 blocker down for Austria. In the meantime, Pepper Jules has a sit down as this jam finishes off. An exciting jam at that.
But again, so we had there quite a lot of action. We had a power jam, but only 6 points going up on the board for Austria. Still now just under halfway point score of Portugal. 155 plays 76.
So the idea is we need a lot more points. We need to shut Portugal down. We need to get some very long jams. And that's also going to mean to stay out of the box as well.
But let's see what Moloko Violet can do now against Foxy. Foxy pushed to the outside, is going to be recycled about 10 feet back to the jam line. Moloko Violet now struggling with a 3-wall at the back, and we've got a cut track, so power jam opportunity now. Power jam for Moloko Violet as we got Foxy picks up the cut track.
And it's all about what you're going to do with that power jam. Trying to score some points. I can't really say unhindered because the blockers are all over her. And she gets out. Beautifully done. Picks up the lead for Austria.
But that was nearly all 30 seconds of the power jam is taken on that single pass. So now we've got Foxy returns to the track. The power jam ends. So Moloko Violet is at the front, has got lead and is in control, but has been swarmed by red shirts right now as we get an out of play block called on Knockout Nora.
That's only 1 jammer penalty for Portugal that they had in the first period. It's not really a lot of penalties whatsoever. In this case, though, Sven, the red shirts are not dying off first, I can tell you that.
No, definitely not.
Where is everybody? We have a team timeout that's being called, I believe.
This one is by Portugal.
And I'd like to tell you, the Girls on Track Foundation. Did you know that at age 14, girls are dropping out of sports at twice the rate of boys? And we think roller derby can help change that. Learn more about all of what you could do at http://girlsontrackfoundation.org. Still quite a bit left here.
So it's still got 12 minutes. And
yeah,
so Austria now have come over the halfway point, and so we're talking about 76 points of difference, if my mathematics is anything to be judged by.
I'll take your word for it. But that is, again, Austria putting points on the board, but only small amounts. And they're going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat if they really want to get closer to Portugal. Portugal is going to keep on keeping on to have a chance to win this game.
And we've got Blood Runner for Portugal, just completely wipes out Pepper Jules on the way through the pack. But we've got Tornado making the headway at the front. Got 2 to beat, picks up lead. But now we've got Jammer on Jammer as Blood Runner takes down Tornado and gets taken off her feet herself. Both Jammers reabsorbed into the pack.
In the second period altogether, though, Austria has scored 52 points and counting, of course, and Portugal 28 points. And so that means Austria more points than Portugal.
And now we've got Blood Runner is still being held in the pack, and Tornado is through and picks up a grand slam. Now Blood Runner is back out of the pack, so this is now going to start the scoring pass for Blood Runner, because remember, both jammers did get out, but then got reabsorbed. As we have Big Joe for Portugal picks up a forearms penalty. And we get Tornado steps through, picks up another 3 and calls off the jam. So if Portugal can keep, if Austria can keep doing this to Portugal, they will be in with a shot, picking up 8s and 10s, shutting out Portugal, but it's going to be a big ask.
They just did. They just, for 155, hasn't gone anywhere just yet. And like we just mentioned, Austria is scoring more points in this period than Portugal is, which makes this game all the more interesting and very difficult to predict by any means.
Atomic Ant and Honey Badger. Strong scrum at the back as we get a cut track call on A2 November Payne for Austria.
We're still looking for a lead jammer between Atomic Ant and Honey Badger. And there we have it. It's going to be Atomic Ants of Portugal in the front and in the lead. Both jammers, though, out. A little bit of a tumble there for Honey Badger. Atomic Ant coming in for a scoring pass. Around the outside, keeping it in on one skate. Beautifully done for 5 points. And calls off the jam. Again, picks up points, stops it. 4 points.
But Austria did pick up a single point in there.
4 points for Portugal, 1 point for Austria. And that is going to be the first Portuguese lead in the last 5 jams. So Austria took the memo at halftime and they're running with it.
And we're going to see Picante and Italian Stallion dueling it out now. Both getting wrapped up. Picante finds the fast lane around the outside and picks up the lead for Portugal as Italian Stallion has been recycled back.
Coming in hot, that's going to be Italian Stallion. Around the outside, gets through quite easily.
And
we got a cutting track penalty being issued to Picante, which means power jam for Team Austria.
Pinky swears with a great takedown of Italian Stallion into turn 4 as we get a back block penalty. Going to be called on Pepper Jules for Austria.
And another 5 points on the board for Team Austria as the Italian Stallion is doing the rounds and as Austria heads towards the 100 mark. Italian Stallion getting the business from Portugal in the back. Both jammers getting ready to score points. Picante just goes right through the blockers. That's going to be a forearms there for Merry Demolition.
And of course Picante was lead before that cut track call, so we're going to go the full 2 minutes here. No one in control, and we've got Picante goes for the star pass. Is that the first star pass we've seen from Portugal today?
Yes, it is.
And that's the Gorilla J now. As Austria puts another 5 points on the board. And there's the natural conclusion of the jam, 2 minutes over. And again, Austria putting that 10 points on.
Yeah, and that also means if I'm 2 more points, 2 points for Portugal. 3 actually.
No, it's actually been signal 4.
I keep counting upwards. Okay, we got it. Yeah, the left hands are pointing it a little bit different. We've got it. 163, of course, to 98.
Blood Runner. And it is Moloko Violet. Blood Runner, in fact, both jammers stumbling as they're trying to get through the center of the pack here. Appeals for a cut by Jojo, but Maloko Violet held her feet as Blood Runner out and running now with lead. Approaching the back of the pack, just rounding turn 1.
A lot of rough and tumble there.
And a clockwise block is going to be issued.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be number 82, November Payne, taking a trip to the box. And Moloko Helmet as well.
Maloko Violet picking the contract. So we've had a star pass to Mary Demolition, number 15 for Austria.
Oh, and both jammers side by side. And look, Portugal is going to go, yeah, I'm not doing this, calling that right off. Bringing the total for Team Portugal to 172. As Team Austria teases us a little bit at 98, not quite getting to the 3 digits with 5 minutes and about 13 seconds left here in the second period. The Roller Derby World Cup is brought to you in part by the new Rydell Solaris. Solaris, the performance you demand and the comfort you've been missing.
So we've got Always Ultra going to the box for a multiplayer block, but we've got Atomic Ant for Portugal out in front as lead. Tornado is cap in hand in the pack right now. No pivot for Austria, as we said. Always Ultra currently taking a seat in the penalty box. So that Star Stash helps Tornado get through.
Nice recycling there, Austria on Atomic Ant. Everyone frantically from the bench telling her to call it off. That's been done.
Still 5 points go up for Atomic Ant. 177 plays, 98, 4 minutes left in this period and in this game.
Team Austria has managed to close the gap a little bit, but Team Portugal still keeps moving away. A little bit like a bar of soap you're trying to catch. But it's beautiful to see how hard they're working to get back in there. Honey Badger and Picante.
Always Ultra rejoins from the box, so now Austria have a pivot back on track and is immediately barreled over by Honey Badger. Picante tries to go around the inside, now the outside. Honey Badger's using the same tactic, the side by side, trying to get through, trying to find any way around these blockers who are doing an amazing job.
Absolutely.
Managing to hold their edges and just keep rotating around, and wherever the jammer goes, they go. But Picante has found a way out of the pack and picked up a lead for Portugal as we got a multiplayer block called. That's going to be on Devi Nemesis for Portugal. Star pass looks like it's going to take, or has taken place. So that's going to be Always Ultra now with the Jammer Star still in hand for Portugal. Honey Badger comes up on the offense.
That's Always Ultra that took this, that is trying to complete a star pass basically. Team Austria, but she is met by a fantastically strong 3 tripod. I say that and Ichime gets through, of course. Well done for the star pass.
I think we'll see Picante try and get a couple of points here. Call off this jam. So 2 minutes left in the game. 5 points went up there for Portugal. 182 plays 98.
Team Austria has been at 98 for quite a few jams, I believe. At least, I'm going to say 3 or 4, 3 jams. So no score at all there for Team Austria. That's quite tough as we come down to the crunch near the end of this game. We're going to have a run-up with both our jammers. Blood Runner taking it up against Italian Stallion. And it is Italian Stallion that picks up the lead for Team Austria.
Half a lap behind now, Blood Runner gets out of the pack, and we've got a fast racing pack here. The Jammers are going to have to work very hard, given that they've been given it everything for the last 60 minutes or 58 minutes. It's going to be tiring for them to try and catch this pack. And those two Portuguese blockers at the front doing a great job of just keeping that pace, but there are two Portuguese blockers going to have to come out of the pack, come out of the box, sorry, and rejoin the pack. So I think
this is really, really fast. A lot of noise going on. The pack is being stretched out. A lot of no packs are being called by the referees, and that is a beautiful call off there by Italian Stallion. No points for Portugal in their last scoring patch, but 5 points.
4 points, so it takes
for
them
Team Austria.
102, so they have broken the century, and we're going to have time for one more jam in this game. That jam was called with 45 seconds on the period clock. I'm going to get Atomic Ant and Moloko Violet. And the Portuguese fans are going nuts in the stands over here.
As they deserve to do.
Out of play has been signalled at the back, so we're going to see some failure to return penalties issued here.
Oh, jammers and jammers hitting each other. Look at that. How exciting can you have at the end of a game? It's just going to be a straight up call off by Moloko Violet. No points all around. Unofficial score for the moment, 182 Portugal, 102 for Austria. That was some exciting derby, my friends.
With no points scored in that last jam, that will be the official score, because there's no points to hand off and they can't update any scores beyond the last jam. So we're going to be 182 to 102. Portugal taking the win over Austria. Fantastic game to watch, fantastic game to call, and I think what we saw there was just amazing tactical awareness of Portugal to keep the pressure on right in that first period, building the points and shutting down, shutting out Austria. And then even when Austria tried to mount a comeback in the second period, Portugal just were, no, we're not letting you have that.
Still, however, it was quite fascinating. Austria at one point actually managed to put more points on the board than Portugal, which is surprising. But like you said, Portugal just kept on going, keeping it together. But both teams are very focused. But it's simple. Portugal was the stronger team today and picked up the win for this meet between Team Portugal and Team Austria.
Two awesome teams, and it's a pleasure to call this game. All the action you could ever want in a game of roller derby, with a scoreline that doesn't really reflect the action on the track, really.
Absolutely. Or the feeling that you get. I think both teams should be very, very happy about what they did here. Some lovely work. Some nice textbook roller derby.
And some excellent pom-pom waving by the fear leaders, of course. That's not
the fear leaders of Vienna. The cheerleaders that can be sometimes maybe more popular than their actual team, as they said themselves.
So we've got the Austrians now taking their high fives, getting some love from this crowd here at Event City in Manchester.
And a fantastic crowd at that too, that has to be said.
At the Roller Derby World Cup 2018. So from the roll line track, I've been Sven, I've been sitting here with
Nasty Moves.
And we've been helped ultimately by Jumping Spider with his amazing stat tracking. So from us, thank you for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.